Yeah, it was good.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, 9 o'clock on the dot here. Wednesday, November 19th, by the way.
19th already?
The week before Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Ooh, it is here already.
Yeah.
And it is so good to be back with you after a few-week hiatus as I was doing some time off. I got to say that Peter and Morgan did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you.
Holding down the fort while I was away. I'm never worried when they're here in my presence. It's a nice feeling to have. You can actually relax when you're on vacation.
That's true.
Knowing
It's great.
you guys are in good hands. So
That's great.
it's good to be back.
It is.
Well rested. The bags under my eyes are a little bit smaller.
Well,
I
that's
might
good.
actually be able to carry them on instead of check them the next time I fly.
Really?
So,
Wow, that's a
yeah.
good. I like that. You and your little
get it?
like dad jokes that you kind of throw in there sometimes. Oh, they're so good.
Oh, yes.
so good.
So it was good to get that rest and relaxation, and now we're back. We're ready to go. I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzke.
And I'm weather anchor Peter Warner. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're halfway through the week. Next week's a holiday week. There's a lot to look forward to.
There is a lot. And once we hit Thanksgiving, it seems like the year just takes off.
Oh, I know. But
And-
I want that to be like the slow part of the year, though, right?
I
Christmas
know.
time, you want it to kind of slow down a little.
The beautiful lights,
Yes.
the music,
Yes.
the Christmas trees, everything else. Yeah, it's going to pick up really quickly here. We've got a lot to talk about. I had some fantastic questions this week.
You did.
Yeah, and one of them even kind of made me scratch my head a little bit because I was like, wait a minute. It's a valid question, and I wondered why this was the way it was. So we'll get into that in a second. And we're also going to talk about next week because, as Peter said, next week is Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It's the biggest travel week of the year for many folks, unless you're traveling for Christmas. So a lot of you are wanting to know, where are the trouble spots going to be?
Yeah.
Where do I not want to go in terms of flying or maybe even driving? Plus, we're going to dispel some weather rumors that are out on social media.
Those are always fun.
Yes. And people capitalize on that so much this time of year because they know folks are paying attention. They want to know where the snow is going to be, where the rain is going to be, where the storms are going to be. So we're going to, get through all of the noise, and we're going to show you what we know this far in advance in terms of where we think there's going to be some hot spots.
And here's a sneak peek, probably not a lot.
Yeah, especially around here in the Quad Cities.
Yes.
It's not looking too bad. So again, we're going to get into that coming up, but we're so glad to have you with us. If this is your first time, welcome. Where have you been? No, I'm kidding. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm just saying, how long have we had this show now?
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Oh, that was good.
No, but we welcome everybody. We're so happy to have you here this morning. If you have a question, weather related, of course, there is a number to text that question to make sure that it gets to us here out in the studio. It's 309-304-0888.
309-304-0888.
I had to pause for a minute because I haven't said it in so
You haven't
long.
said it in a while.
Had to dig it back out of the cobwebs. So there is your text number to text in your question, and that'll get it to right here in the studio. We'll take those questions coming up in about 15 minutes or so. But let's start off what's going on weather-wise, because I don't know about you, but even though I had a day break yesterday, just coming in and seeing all this cloud cover was just, man, it's hard to wake up.
It's hard to wake up, and after what we experienced over the weekend, I mean, to have this happen, and we expect that, right? This time of year, we get those stretches of just kind of dreary, cloudy, yucky almost days. We get these. But then after we saw so much sunshine and warmth Friday into Saturday, it's just like, oh,
We're stuck in the clouds. Yeah.
It stinks.
And we literally are stuck in a cloud because we have fog this morning. Now, thankfully, it has not been dense fog, so it has not been impactful. But just think, fog is a cloud. So we literally are in a cloud this morning with some of the fog.
Yeah, we were, because I tried to wake up around 6 a.m. to do some stuff this morning. Didn't work. I saw the clouds, I saw the fog. I was just like, this just doesn't look fun.
No.
I'm just gonna go back to bed before I have to come in and do the stuff later in the day. Just 'cause, I mean, it wasn't fun to wake up to. And on my way in, because I come in around 8:30 to 9 on these Wednesdays when I'm not on air, there was still some drizzle going on out there too.
Yeah, a little light mist.
Light mist.
Coming out of those clouds.
Yeah.
So you may have to wipe the windshield maybe a time or two as you're going in, out and about. Probably even this afternoon too, there might be a little of this left over. But it's not going to be enough to wet the pavement or cause any big problems, which is good. So now that we're stuck in these clouds and everybody's asking, when are we going to clear out of these? And I'm really impressed with what may go down here tomorrow. Now, this is going to be a big gamble this time of year, especially with clouds. You're dealing with a cooler atmosphere that can make it a little more tough to get the clouds out of here. But I will say Future Trek is so darn aggressive tomorrow, clearing out these clouds, and I'll show you that here. So you see we're stuck in the 40s today, just like yesterday. But look at all this clearing that comes in. And this is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Check out what happens in the afternoon. It's almost mostly sunny.
That is aggressive.
Yes. So that's why I went a little aggressive with the high tomorrow, up to 60.
I still had 60 tomorrow too.
Yeah.
So.
I
Even with
agree
the
with
clouds,
that.
because of the little SW down there.
That wind, that southwest wind.
Oh, it's going to feel wonderful.
Yes, it's going to be a great day to get outside tomorrow. I've already got some outdoor plans that I'm going to get done. I got some more decorating to do.
Decorating?
Yes, because I was lazy over this last week, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to work. I'm just going to sit back, relax on the patio, enjoy this warmth.
Yeah.
I was like, I know we've got at least 1 or 2 more nice weekends ahead of us. Hopefully. Which we do. We do.
They're not that bad.
You're going to see that here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow looking a lot nicer. Now, the end of the week, the Friday rain chance, it continues to decrease.
Yep.
It looked like earlier in the week when I was here on Monday that we actually were setting up for a pretty decent rain event, especially for south of the Quad Cities. But as each day went on, and you probably noticed this too as you were in yesterday, it looks like it just constantly gets eaten away by all this dry air, and that low pressure is kind of taking a more southerly track for Friday. So we're going to start off likely with some sunshine Friday morning, but we get to the afternoon, we'll be right back where we are right now. Thick cloud cover, but any rain, this is around school pickup time Friday, looks like it's going to be much further south. We're talking Burlington.
I was going to say maybe Burlington, Monmouth, Roseville area.
Right into Macomb.
Yeah.
A couple little light rain showers there. I just don't see too much potential for this making it up to the I-80 corridor. And the timing of this too, the end of this rain is really moving up as well. It looks like even by late evening Friday, look at the clearing that's working in, the clearing line already.
Yeah,
Impressive.
I was going to say, I was looking at, there's just such a strong cold front that's going to move through and kind of stall right as the system comes in. There stands no chance.
It'd be nice if that rain event was a little bit further north.
Yep.
This is what we call a nice overrunning rain. And by that, it means that it really stays consistent in terms of its placement and its intensity. So you get a really nice soaking rain out of those.
Yes.
We're just not going to get that here the way it looks. If you look at the rainfall projections, this is from the Euro, I believe, doesn't really even have hardly anything coming up to Burlington and Galesburg. So I really think, like you said, Burlington kind of the cutoff.
Yep.
In terms of who's going to get wet on Friday evening.
Yeah, that's what the Euro, it's been very consistent. I've looked at, I think, the last 3 days worth of runs, really since Monday, and every single day it's kind of just, or at least Monday afternoon, when it picked up on this trend, just sticks it down there.
Keeps trending south.
Yeah.
So that's our plan for right now. At least we'll have football to worry about. on Friday nights anymore.
True.
Though there's still a couple of, I think, probably some championship games yet to go.
I think so. Maybe the Thanksgiving week, I think, is
Yeah.
the championship week. So semifinals. I don't know if we have any of our hometown teams, and still need to check with Cuff on that.
Yeah. I know Geneseo had one this past weekend. It was their, I think they called it the quarterfinals.
Yep.
So I know that that's winding down. Tough loss, by the way, too. I think they lost by 2 points.
Oh, really?
I was like, way to go, Geneseo, and how far you made it.
Oh, was it Geneseo?
It was Geneseo versus Morris, I think it was, and they lost by just 2 points.
Oh, that's
I was like, oh, it was a close game.
close game.
And I could tell by the amount of cannon fire that I could hear down the street because anytime they score a touchdown, they fire off a cannon.
A high-scoring game.
Yes. So, good job to them. Very proud of you guys. Even though I'm from Sterling, yes, I will still root for Geneseo.
Oh, as
I
you
think that was
should.
impressive.
You can have
to
two
make it that
teams.
far. Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. You got Geneseo colors to start here, by the way, for the temperature
Leafs.
pattern. But I want to show you what happens next week.
Oh,
That's
not a color we like to see.
No, that's a very cold color coming in for
Ugh.
Thanksgiving and beyond. Now, this is something that's been well advertised for a number of weeks, that the end of November was going to turn colder, and it will likely stay colder into the first part of December. The question is, though, are we going to be able to utilize this cold and whip up some snow?
That's true.
That's what we're going to have to kind of struggle with here, if you will, for a better part of the next 10 to 12 days. Because, yes, we'll have the cold in play, but it's all about the energy. Where's the storm systems going to track? Where are they going to develop?
Where's the moisture going to be?
Exactly. And in fact, that was part of your topic on the winter weather special. If you guys haven't seen it already, Peter explains, kind of what are the perfect storm tracks for snow in our region.
Yeah, I think this, based on what I remember, it's a Colorado-looking low setup.
It's exactly what you need.
Exactly what you need for the heavier snow. We actually, earlier this week, we had the Texas hooker type of setup.
We did, yes.
And I saw on the Monday system, or Monday into Tuesday, and there was a chance. We talked about how that has the potential for the best freezing rain, not here, but further to the north in portions of Wisconsin, they did actually have some freezing rain go down. So it goes to tell you, the path kind of matters a lot when it comes to these events.
It really does. And notice it's getting closer and closer to our region. So it's not going to be too much longer. We're going to be talking about that.
No, we don't like that, though.
Before we talk about that nasty cold, though, I want to leave you with another warm thought. And then we'll get to the 8-day, and then I'll show you that snowfall potential. This is pretty nice. I mean, if you're like me and you didn't get what you needed to get done last weekend, you've got another really decent weekend to do that. And actually, the winds aren't too bad either. Saturday and Sunday, I know a lot of you probably have another round of leaves to clean up. You will not be chasing the leaf bag around the lawn this weekend. Those winds don't look bad at all.
That's golfing weather.
Yeah.
That's Christmas weather. I love seeing an Andrew forecast because he's always going to give you the number he wants.
Right.
It's a joke. I knew the 60 was coming. Yesterday, I'm a little bit more conservative with how the models run, but I saw the 60, I was like, do I do it? I don't know. And I knew he would have a 60.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
I'm going for it. I'm always on the side of optimism. I always like to think, hey, we're going to get a lot of sunshine. Things are going to work in my favor. Maybe we'll go 60. We'll see if it pans out. Either way,
the wind works for it.
It looks good, yeah.
Yeah, the winds are perfect for that setup. I could see it. I almost did it yesterday.
You came close. 58 isn't bad either.
No, it's not bad. None of these temperatures are bad
good.
this weekend.
No, there's nothing bad about that forecast. So Monday is another opportunity. I put a 60 in for Monday as well because we're still in the south winds. Tuesday, the next storm system comes in, looks like all rain here. But look what happens behind that storm system. That's when we start to work in that colder air that we just showed you. So what does that mean for Thanksgiving? Well, it's definitely going to be colder. We're trending with temperatures in the 30s, which coincidentally, that's what we did last year. We were in the 30s for Thanksgiving. But look at the absence of snow for Thanksgiving. Notice it's been pushed back to that following week.
That's a lot of icons at the end of that 14
I know. It's active.
It is.
It's
an
very active
pattern.
And look at the high of only 29
Oh,
on the Tuesday the following week. So, yeah, it's going to get cold.
Yeah, I saw that trend yesterday, too. I was hoping it would kind of change quickly.
Yeah.
No.
Still there.
Yeah, it's just so interesting with this track, too, and you guys have probably noticed it. I had, I think, Thursday, Friday, maybe into Saturday snow chances yesterday. James switched it to Friday, Saturday, Sunday last night, and now we have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I think this shows, maybe the variability. We try and give you the best latest on the trends or the most that we can give you on the latest trends and what the latest data is showing. I think it speaks to maybe calling something out this early.
It's the perfect segue to what I want to talk about next.
That's what I was trying to build it up to. I was like, this kind of screams exactly what we were. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to bring out my soapbox for a minute because this thing earlier this week got a ton, thousands upon thousands of shares.
Oh, it got so much. It had to have maybe 1 million views on Facebook.
It was just shared I had people messaging me, are we going to see a blizzard near Thanksgiving? Are we going to see this huge snow? So this is a page that has been out there for years. I've tried commenting on it. I've been blocked from it because they know what they're doing is wrong.
I have not yet.
This is not a meteorologist that is running this page. Believe it or not, the person running this page claims to be the world's youngest looking 50-year-old man. And it clearly says that if you were to go to this person's profile who's running this page. So number one, it's a scam. But what they're doing is they're engagement baiting. What they're trying to do is get you to engage with this so that when he tries to sell his products to you to make you look younger, it's going to come up in your feed because you've engaged with a post like this. Now, first of all, let's break this down a couple of different ways. Weather models, newest weather models just came in now showing a blizzard for Iowa for the upcoming Thanksgiving weekend. The red and magenta colors are 10 to 16 inches of snow. I mean, first of all, that's like, whoa.
Okay, I didn't even see this all capitalized word here.
Yes. And deadly flurries. Deadly flurries. Now, get real for a minute. We know what flurries are.
Deadly flurries.
Flurries. Those are just the tiny little random snowflakes on a day. Not even steady. They're just, popping up here and there.
That's a snow shower if they're steady.
Yeah, they don't even accumulate. They're just popping up randomly. So that discounts this post already. But the fact that it keeps getting shared just drives me bonkers. So here we are. There's that post. Take a mental picture in your mind. Iowa bathed in snow. Southern Wisconsin bathed in snow. Let's now go to the forecast runs as of this morning. Where is that big Iowa blizzard at? This is the projection all the way to November 30th, which we don't like showing this anyway, but I'm showing it to prove a point.
It's in New Mexico.
It's in New Mexico, in the mountains of all places. Who knew?
Of Iowa, the mountains of Iowa in New Mexico.
I mean, for real. I mean, this is why we do not share snowfall maps this far in advance. 5 days max. 3 if you're lucky on a good system, Yeah. With a lot of consistently.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
We can show the track of it, but the snowfall totals are so inconsistent.
Yes. There's so much going on with snow. It's not just the temperature of the ground, it's the temperature of the atmosphere. We talked about this on Ask Andrew on Monday, about latent heat release and how when water goes from liquid to solid, it releases heat.
Yep.
And that impacts how much snow you could have. So there's a lot going on. So
it's a warming process.
it's a very complex process.
It is.
So, if you think we can forecast snow out to 2 weeks or even a week in advance, I got, something sorry to say, but that's just not how it works.
No.
It does not. Yeah, the maps are fun to look at. We call it model fantasy land, thinking, well, maybe this could be a scenario, but that's a big maybe.
It's a big maybe.
All caps, italicized and underlined.
And what run was that even? Was that a Euro or a GFX? 'Cause I never even saw that one. I will say I was on vacation, but...
And that's the thing is it doesn't tell you where it came from.
He doesn't show you what model it is.
Right.
He could have just blown up because we have the capability to blow these up.
Right.
He could have somehow grid adjusted it too, from some random website.
Yes. So don't pay attention to that stuff. Pay attention to timestamps. Look when it was posted. Look who it's coming from. And just avoid sharing that nonsense. It really is a headache. It's a headache for us because it makes us look bad. It's like, oh, well, the meteorologists were saying that we're going to get a blizzard on Thanksgiving and then it never comes. And it's like, oh, they're never right. No, it's the people pretending to be meteorologists that are never right. So I'll get off my soapbox with that now, and I'll move on to our questions that we had this week, because we had some really, really awesome questions this week, including this morning.
This one's, I'm excited for this morning's.
I loved this one.
Your social media tease was hilarious. Some of the comments were A1.
Some people got in the gutter with this,
They
which
did.
I was like, okay, that was really clever because that wasn't in my intention. And now I kind of wish I would have made it that intention because it would have gone off a little bit further.
Honestly, that's what I thought it was based on the comments when I saw it last night.
So if you missed those comments, check them out. They're actually really funny.
They are funny.
You will literally LOL. I did.
I did.
Speaking of LOL, we have LOLA, Lola from Mylan.
Well, look at these transitions today.
right?
We are buzzing.
I am just on
We
fire.
are buzzing.
Why do the markings on rain gauges differ from a ruler or a tape measure in inches? So here's what she's talking about. I literally took my rain gauge from outside last night, brought it in, put it in front of a piece of paper, put it next to a tape measure, and tried to compare the two. And yeah, there's a huge difference. So an inch on the rain gauge is like 3 inches on the ruler, and then you get all the way to the top, 4 inches is 7 inches. What is going on with this? Is someone at the rain gauge factory going to get fired over this? Did they mislabel this stuff?
No.
No. They're not supposed to match up, and there's a reason why they're not supposed to match up. So I'm going to keep this as simple as possible because there's a little bit of mathematics and geometry involved in this. So the reason they don't match up is because with a rain gauge, we're measuring the volume of rain. We're not measuring the depth of rain. When you use a ruler, and say, for example, you put a cup outside to try and measure rain, and then you put the ruler down in it, you're not measuring the volume of rain. You're actually measuring the depth of rain. Because with a ruler, you're only measuring height. You're not able to measure volume. Exactly.
Cubics.
Exactly, yes. And see, he's in school, so he's probably heard more about this topic lately than I have.
Oh.
With all these fun geometry and trig and calculus classes. But your rain gauge that you buy at the store is specially labeled. They have to actually go through and do the math with this to make sure that it's calibrated for the amount of rain that it's supposed to be measuring. So you don't just go to a random item like a cup or a tin and think you can get a ruler in there. You can't.
No.
The other reason they do this too, you'll notice that most of these funnels kind of taper down to a cylinder, is because with light rainfall amounts, like if we only have 1/10 of an inch of rain, that's really hard to measure with a ruler and also any kind of a cup. That's a very small amount of water. So these rain gauges taper down at the bottom to amplify that level of water a little bit more, that volume of water, so it's easier to measure those small rainfall amounts. So that was the reasoning why you can't use just a ruler and why it won't match up.
Fascinating.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
That made me think for a minute. I was like, you know what? She has a point. And then I remembered, yep, it's all about the volume.
It's all about the volume.
Versus the depth.
Fluid. Everything's a fluid, really.
Yes.
When it comes to weather. You treat everything as a fluid.
So that's
sky, pretty much all of it.
Oh yeah, it's like a body of water, essentially. So that was a great question. One of the better ones I've had in quite some time. So way to go, Lola.
That was a good one.
The other good question I had on Monday was, with the ground being so dry, because we're in moderate to severe drought in some cases, does that mean the frost is going to be able to go deeper into the soil or deeper into the ground this upcoming winter? So we were talking about minutes ago, the snow. Are you dizzy? The latent heat release with the snow. So if you have a wet ground, you have obviously a lot of water. It's saturated. But remember what has to happen to water in order for it to freeze. It undergoes what we call a change of phase. You're going from a liquid to a solid. And what happens when you change phases?
You either get releases or, I guess, absorptions of
Yes. Yep, you're either going to release heat or you're going to absorb heat. So if you're going from a liquid in the ground and then it freezes during the winter and turns to ice or frost, that actually releases heat in that process. And guess what?
It's a cooling effect when it melts.
Exactly. So it would actually end up keeping your ground warmer during the winter if it was wet because it's releasing that heat with the transition. Well, we don't have that right now. Yeah, we've had a little bit of rain, but it's not enough to completely saturate the ground. So we're stuck with the dry situation. And that dry ground is going to more easily cool down, especially if we can go some of the coldest parts this winter without a layer of snow on the ground.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to thaw out.
Yeah, so we're expecting, barring the snow. Oh, darn it, I went back to that graphic. Let me go back to the end of this. There we go. So there's the heat release we were just talking about. So right now, if we don't get a ton of snow to cover us on these colder winter days, it looks like the frost would indeed be deeper heading into the winter. That also is something we have to track into the spring because of
our agriculture.
Yes.
And our golf courses.
And the golf courses. And our front lawns.
Yes.
And all that good stuff. Even flooding has an impact on that too.
Major impact.
If there's a ton of frost in the ground, your flood risk goes up.
Yep.
Because there's nowhere for that water to go.
Nope.
So fascinating stuff.
It is.
You guys
super
did great.
important.
Yes.
Soil health is huge.
It is big, 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 big. There's always something we're talking about when it comes to the ground around here.
Oh, there is. There is.
Now we have plenty of time for your questions. And again, you can submit those to the text number, or you can also go to our Facebook Live. We're simulcasting there, and we'll go ahead and we'll take some of those now.
Yeah, we got one from Chris and Kayla from Walnut. What is acid rain, and is it possible in our area? And this is a fun one.
Yes, and this is something I learned about back when I was in Rockford. I did a story with a farmer. So acid rain really isn't a problem as much as it used to be anymore. Think about all the stricter EPA standards we have, the emission standards we have on vehicles now. In fact, it's so much, not so much a problem anymore that farmers are actually having to add acidic material to their fields because they're becoming too basic. They're going in the opposite direction. And that was something that floored me.
Wow.
That, we're actually lacking so much of that acidity in the rain that they're having to add it
That is
artificially.
interesting.
Yeah.
And also, technically, all rain is acidic.
Correct.
There is an acidity level, just like the water you drink, right? When you see, they say pH of 8.2 or something on the bottle, all water has an acidity level. It's just once you get to, I believe, 11? Or am I going in reverse? Or is it the flow numbers? I think it's 11 or
You're right, yeah.
Right? I think
Double digits.
Double digits is where you start to get a little bit more acidity, where it can see the acid rain, which, again, not likely here.
Yeah, not so common anymore.
No. Tim from Moline said he heard El Nino and La Nina is playing a tug of war. Will that change the outcome of our winter weather if it changes, and who will win the tug fest?
Sure, so La Nina is absolutely established as of now. If you look at the discrepancies in the normal temperatures and what's going on with the sea surface temperatures off the coast of South America, we're well into La Nina. It's not a strong La Nina, it's a weak one. In terms of El Nino coming back, that is a possibility as we go into the spring and summer of next year, looking at the longer range. So, that tug of war is not going to impact winter. Winter will absolutely be a La Nina-based winter, but next spring could get really interesting. We'll see how that pans out.
I hope not.
See.
El Ninos can get messy.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I remember growing up back home. I was like, ooh. Noah 12 from Walnut. Thank you for teaching me a lot while I'm homeschooled. I love watching you all. Why does the sky turn green when it hails?
Very good question. In fact,
is.
I think this was an Ask Andrew question I did over the summer. So the reason that the sky turns green when it hails, two reasons. One is the content of those clouds, said hail. Those hailstones are going to reflect light from the sun differently than a raindrop would.
Exactly.
Or even the moisture that's in that cloud. Two, the angle of the sun is obviously different in the summer, but most of the time when we get these thunderstorms, they're later in the day. Late evening, where the sun is kind of shooting almost straight through them as opposed to down. It's kind of a more horizontal way that the sun is going through that storm. So it's the combination of those two things that give us the green color.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see.
It's cool and scary at the same time because it's one of those
like
precursors.
the world's ending almost in a way.
Yeah.
But it's so cool.
You know something's brewing when you see that color.
Good morning, Billy. Billy's up next.
Yes.
Says, welcome back, Mr. Stutzke.
Good to be back.
He remembers you saying a few months back when you answered his question about correlation coefficient, you said it can detect snow and ice. During that, you said you would take a deeper dive into that as winter approached. So how does correlation coefficient detect snow and ice? And then just thank you as always, and thank you, Billy, for always tuning in.
We really need to do a deeper dive into correlation coefficient. I think this time of year would be good to do that. So thank you for reminding me. I need to add that for my palette for next week. So correlation coefficient, it is that funky radar product that we show not too often.
Kind of looks like it's glitching almost.
Yeah, it's like all red. It's got a couple of blues mixed in, a couple of yellows and greens.
And blacks, it's messy.
The last time you probably saw us use it was during the severe weather event, and that didn't happen, I think, all the way back in July.
Probably the last significant one we've had.
Yeah, and that time we were looking for tornadic debris signature. So the radar with correlation coefficient, our radar now slices through the atmosphere both vertically and horizontally. And with certain algorithms and technology built into the software of the radar can determine the difference between raindrops, ice crystals, snowflakes, ice itself, sleet and hail, and also things that are not weather, like debris.
Yeah.
So because of that sensitivity and those new algorithms, we're now able to detect where it's snowing, where it's raining, and where it's sleeting, and also where it's hailing as well.
Yeah.
So it's
Different
because
sized
of that
objects.
slice. Yeah.
Each, just think about the size of, a raindrop versus a snowflake.
Yes.
That's pretty much all it's detecting, but it's a great way to look at it.
It is, yeah. And it takes a trained eye to be able to look at that thing. Not so much for tornado debris, but
Yeah.
the sleet and the snow and the rain, you really have to look closely to see where that transition is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
And I hope that maybe one of these mornings we'll have a case where we could show that live. You have my promise that if we do, we will do that during Ask Andrew.
I wonder if I could pull back because I know when we had those blizzards in central Iowa, when I had those two, I used that a lot to show people that.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
could pull back those videos and maybe that.
Get that clip?
Yeah, see if we can get that clip, because that's a good way to explain it.
That would be great, yes.
Yes,
We'll do that.
We'll see if we can pull that up for you, because that worked really well.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a hard winter, Steven asks.
Depends on your definition of hard.
Yeah.
Because some people, a hard winter is a lot of cold. Some people, a hard winter is a lot of snow. Some people, an average winter is hard.
That's true.
I'm a wimp when it comes to winter, so an average winter for me is considered hard. Everybody's definition is different. If you're defining though, snow, cold, yeah, La Niñas typically trend colder.
Yeah.
That's kind of how things have been trending here. The snow is always a wild card, and if you haven't watched our winter weather special, check it out.
Check it out.
You're going to see our somewhat differing amounts of snowfall totals that we think are going to happen this year.
One big different one.
There is one big different one.
You can guess
yes.
who guessed that one.
Yeah, take a
If
wild
we remember
guess.
last year's.
I told her she's smart. It's like The Price is Right, where you bid $1, and sometimes those people win.
It's true.
You never know.
It's kind of what I did with mine. Just got to get to a certain number.
Exactly.
Michelle asked, are we going to have a lot of negative temperatures this year?
Oh, we will for sure have some
yeah.
negative temperatures.
Yeah.
Will we have a repeat of what we saw with that nasty polar vortex years ago with like negative 30? If we keep getting in this pattern of a weaker polar vortex, we could possibly see that return. Mm-hmm. There are, scenarios heading into December that show the polar vortex will be weakening, and we're going to be vulnerable to little children of the polar vortex coming down.
Children, I like
to give
that.
us a little visit. Yeah, nasty little buggers.
Santa's just sending them down.
Exactly.
Let us know he's coming.
He's trying to prime for some snow.
He is.
That's what he's trying to do.
We need a white Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, I want.
We'll definitely have some negative numbers.
Yes. Tyler was wondering, when should we start expecting the colder weather to affect the Quad Cities? And I would say, 10 days from now, we'll kind of, settle into winter. That's probably the kind of point where it doesn't go away.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, like you said, it's going to be more consistent. It's not going to be, maybe we get in the 30s for 2 days and we're warming up again. Mm-hmm. We're getting into the 30s, we're kind of locked into the 30s for several days.
And it stays,
yeah.
which is not fun.
Yeah, it's coming next week.
Actually, this is perfect timing. We can end it with a Riley joke.
Hey,
there we go.
Did you have him while I was gone, by the way?
We did. She had a great one last week. Riley says, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Snow.
Snow who?
Snow business, like show business.
Yes.
It's a good one.
That's adorable.
It is.
Oh my gosh, that always puts a smile on our face in the
They're
morning.
so good. I like my food.
You are awesome. Thank you for always bringing that into our chats here on this Wednesday. And I think we're all caught up.
We're all caught up?
That's all of them.
I have nothing else left.
Okay, I don't see anything else either. So it looks like we got through everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning. I'm trying to think what is next week. I think I'm gone again next Wednesday.
On Wednesday?
I think.
Is it Morgan?
I think Morgan's here next Wednesday.
I'll be. Wait, no,
Somebody's
I'm not
here.
Someone's here.
Yeah, someone
We
will
don't
be
know.
here next Wednesday.
I know I'm in for James next week. So
Yeah. It's holiday time, and we still have some PTO to get rid of
Yep.
before the end of the year. So someone will be here with you next Wednesday.
somehow, some way.
Exactly. Since I won't be seeing you next week, do have a good Thanksgiving. Safe travels wherever you might be heading.
That's true.
Pack your patience. It's not always the person behind the counter who's trying to make your life
Oh,
miserable.
yeah.
Retail workers especially, be nice. Store policies, they can't control that kind of thing. So just a lot of kindness goes a long way this time of year.
Yes.
Be nice.
Yes.
Enjoy that turkey. I'll see you back here later this morning. Or excuse me, no, Peter will for GMQC at 11. I got to do some other stuff. So I will see you tomorrow morning for GMQC. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you later. Have a great day.